what's called Conciliarism. Now, roughly, and I don't have the years exact, but roughly from 1380 to about 1417, I think, or 1420, was a very difficult time in the history of the church called the Western Schism. And it wasn't a true schism, but it was a confusing period because there were two men claiming to be pope. And theologians and bishops weren't sure which one was the true pope. The one in Rome seemed to have the stronger claim, and in fact, historians looking back say he was the true pope. But then there was one in Avignon, where the popes had had their residence for about 70 years. And he claimed to be the pope. And so Christianity was divided in their allegiance. Now, this problem of two, and then eventually three popes, when a few cardinals got together at the city of Pisa in Italy and elected a third pope. So here I had three, and nobody knew for sure who was the true pope. And again, there was that lack of unity. Well, finally, a council of the church assembled at Constance. Now, Constance is in southern Germany, the border between Germany and Switzerland. And this idea of this council was proposed, I believe, by theologians in Paris at the Sorbonne. Probably John Gerson was the main one. And the idea was to have representatives from all the countries of Europe come there. There weren't just cardinals and bishops, there were abbots and heads of religious orders, theologians. There was a large meeting at Constance, and they elected a bishop from Italy who became Pope Martin V, and that ended the schism, ended the confusion. But it also was a council, and it was called an imperfect council because it was not called by a pope. And the council didn't just resolve this issue by electing a true pope, it also decided a number of questions. And one of the problems with the Council of Constance was that a lot of theologians, bishops were worried about this possibility of there being two popes again and the confusion that resulted. And so, in effect, they had an idea that a council is a higher authority than a pope. And so these were some of the ideas that were talked about at the time of the Council of Constance. So after the council was over, the documents were approved by a true pope, probably Martin V, but he deleted those parts that implied that a council was superior to a pope. But that is the idea called conciliarism. So it is a heresy because it is detracting from the authority that Christ gave to St. Peter and his successors, the true popes, having authority over the whole church. So the idea of conciliarism is that, again, a council is above a pope. So that was one heresy, and again, this would have been in the 1400s.